This is for you if you fell off the wagon and you're looking for a way to get back into your habits or get back on track. But first, hi, my name is Sheila Noel, and thank you for this conversation. Oftentimes, there's a lot that we want to accomplish, and there's a lot of pressure that we put on ourselves to get to the desire that we want. And that's fine. You should have that drive, you should have that motivation. And sometimes when we do, let's say, get sick or we have something unexpected that happen, it just kind of shatters us a little bit, and we take a little more time in order for us to get back on track. So here is one of the things that I think is super important. Right now, what your mind is trying to do, your mind right now is telling you, oh, I knew you could, I knew you'd fail, not because it's, well, mostly because it's been used to the type of conditioning that you've adopted over the years. And it's a form of protection. Not that it's right, it's just a form of protection. And this is a form of guilt that you've consumed, and over, every time that you start something, you can't seem to finish, or you start and then you fall apart, or you start and then something happens. So allow yourself to understand that this is part of life, that the peaks and the valleys, and your goal is not necessarily to have the same push when you are in the valleys as when you do have your peaks, but to still continue along the path. You don't need the same intensity when you are, let's say, when you are down, as long as you make sure, or as long as you try to do something very small, so small that your brain cannot even comprehend that you're doing this, and it's almost as if it's an insult, right? So let me give you an example. So say you usually on your peak days, you would read maybe a whole chapter, and you can't seem, and that was your goal to begin with, and now something happened and you feel, on your lowest days. So what you're going to just do is maybe just read a paragraph. It doesn't have to be on the same intensity, because momentum is not necessarily when you keep the same pace, but in spite of what is happening to you, you still put a foot forward. That's a form of momentum as well. You don't stop, or you pause to rest, but you don't stop, And at times, if you are not careful, you can stay in the valleys for longer than you wish. And we don't want that, right? We don't want you to take weeks and weeks to recover in terms of going back to your goal. So if you have fallen down off the wagon of your routine, it's okay. Just start with a paragraph, or start with just one exercise, or start with just one little thing, and you'll get back to where you need to be. And patience, I don't like the word too much, but it is something that you practice in life. You practice patience and you practice grace, and you adapt to the changes that come at you, because there will always be changes. It's your perspective of those changes that will make a difference. So that is what I have for you today. I hope that you like this video, and let me know in the comments what are your peaks and valleys. And yeah, let's continue this conversation. And if you'd like to take a look at some of the products that I have, I make candles that help you on your journey to healing your nervous system. And I will put the link in the description down below. All right, take care. Bye.